how Africa has chosen to defend food and how the world now wants to.
Yeah. I'm in intro right now. All right, we live. Let me see. All right, we live. Uh-oh. All right. Let me get back into it. Hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, we live. I need to post a link. My phone just died too. That's the crazy part. That's why I got an iPad too. Try for us. So if anything happened like this, I could also go on my iPad or use my other computer to get the link. But phone just died. Apparently the charger that I used made it die. It was on charge the whole time, but it died.
Well, I'm following you.
I can't hear you cutting out.
I said I don't need the link. I subscribe to you, so I can just go to your channel.
No. I'm talking. I was kind of like talking to the stream, like. Yeah, I kind of. I'm waiting for the little people to come back. Let me see. Damn, man, that phone just died too. Well, anyway, I guess all this. I guess we'll just start without sending a link. I send a link once my phone come back on. But anyway, it's your boy Reginald Jasmine, my real life name. My Hebrew brothers, brother you die. People who play video games or stuff like that. Versatile Reg, as the YouTube channel called. Be back. I think the last one we did was in January. I think before I started working 7 days a week, like 3 months straight. But also, got my co-host. Been a while. Introduce yourself. I won't say your name. I want you to introduce yourself. Which is my co-host, Triforce.
So I'm going to put some water. But yeah, I'm back. Welcome, guys. It's been a while. We had a lot going on in the spring. A whole bunch of stuff turning up. But we back now. We have some announcements to make with you guys about the show going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope we can get right back into the saddle of things and just make things happen again.
Yeah. What? Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
One thing. I'm gonna start. We were just talking about this before the live started. At first, I'm gonna say like the first season, the first iteration of the 9th Commandment podcast, we was doing. It will say like whole streams into the Bible and we read scriptures all that. Now, we still Bible based, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some real life scenarios, or we might do some things we see in movies, something we experience on our own. Some things that might be in video games, might be in basketball, might be in any facet of life. We're gonna watch a video. Normally, sometimes we're gonna watch a video and then we're gonna give our insight, our personal insight, and then we're gonna, go into scriptures of how we supposed to deal with things. And when I say how we supposed to do it, I'm talking about, of course, we're talking about the black folks, but normally just talking about the world too. So it's gonna be more detail. We're gonna try to do new things. I wanna also too. I've been in the gym more. I've been more into my health. energy, how I could be a better person, how we all could be a better person, including the people that's watching too. Um, a lot of things changed for me personally since the last time we did a podcast. My kids stay with me now. I'm not gonna get deep into my personal business because I don't like doing that. But anyway, man, my kids stay with me now ever since the last. Matter of fact, the last podcast we did, the week after that, they live with me now. It's been a journey with me. It's not to me. It actually the beginning of this year beginning of this year started very well for me. And my kids being here is another reason why it's better. Not because anything. I'm not gonna. It's nothing bad has happened. It was just like now they here with me. Now I could be more aware and more on my stuff now because my kids still with me. So now I make better decisions. Now I gotta be on a straight line. I can't really jump off. Can't jump off the line. I can't move left or right off the line. But I'm particularly just like level headed. So I gotta make decisions. And so far everything been good. Again, those first 3 months, February, March, April. Wait, I say like 4 months, not 3 months, 4 months. February, March, April, May. I've been working 7 days a week.
Damn.
7 days for 4 months. Now a lot of people don't know. Maybe some people don't. I work in the plant industry. So, there's a new plant that's being built, in New Orleans. Well, not New Orleans, but Southern Louisiana. And if y'all know anything that's going on with Louisiana, Southern Louisiana, Chalmette, they're trying to make Chalmette into a port. They're trying to make Louisiana to a huge, huge port. And this is why you see a lot of plants that's being made and pop up in particularly Texas, Louisiana, and I think some in Florida too, because they're trying to make the southern states, the state that's close to the Pacific Ocean, more of a port. Because one of the biggest port that one of the biggest ports that's in the United States comes from Louisiana, because they got the Mississippi River. Mississippi River is literally goes to multiple different states. That's how food and stuff come in. Remember when COVID hit, when COVID hit, a lot of people couldn't come in. A lot of ships couldn't come in simply because there wasn't enough people to work. Also, they had no people to, I guess, help the port to come in. Government wasn't. A lot of government places wasn't open and all that. So a lot of food and stuff we had. It was in the ocean, in the Gulf, in the Atlantic Ocean or whatever, Pacific Ocean, just sitting there waiting because they didn't have access to come in the United States. So now Southern Louisiana is becoming one of the biggest markets for plants. Whether it's diesel plant, whether it is there's a plant IMTT that take chicken fat and pig fat and convert it into fuel. So it's just so much thing that's going on. And in Chalmette, they turn the Chalmette, whole city of Chalmette into a port. So a lot of people who stay in Chalmette either got to sell those houses or eventually, like the example, a lot of people don't understand when plants want your house or want your area, they gonna come to you and they offer you money, but after a while they gonna go to court, and when they go to court, they will no longer offer you no money. That's gonna take your place. A lot of people don't understand that. I work for energy. A dude at an energy plant told me, let's say they want to put a cell phone tower in the back of your house, they gonna come offer you, well, look, we're gonna give you $40,000 a year for that pole or that whatever energy pole they have in your backyard. If you're like, no, I don't want that on my property, they gonna come again. They might offer you a little bit more money. Well, I'm gonna give you $60,000 a year for to have my pole back there. If you say no again, the third time they're gonna go to a court and they're gonna take your land. They're gonna put that pole in. Matter of fact, they ain't gonna take the backyard. They're gonna take that whole area. Cause you're not complying. So they got people that's gruesome like that. There's big corporations that's gruesome like that. Well, you don't want to give me your backyard? I'm gonna take the whole land. I'm gonna take your house too. But they can't really take your house. You gotta have to move your house off that property. So either you gotta move it or they're gonna destroy it. So it just a lot of stuff that's going on in Southern Louisiana. That they're trying to get, I guess, open America up for more access of food and all that. So those 4 months, they're trying to build roads, had to build pads for trucks to drive on, 18-wheelers. It was just a lot of stuff going on. And I worked 13 days straight and 1 day off. So in a matter of 4 weeks, 4 months, I probably got off 6-7 times. Think about that. 6 days out of 4 months, I got a break. Now they did have holidays and stuff like that to holidays, so you get your little breaks and stuff like that. But as in like work, it's gruesome. Now I made, a lot of people made a lot of money, and a lot of got a lot of resources and stuff from there. But man, your family, your kids,
You get no time with that.
huh?
So you get no time with that.
Yeah,
Sacrifice.
I got no.
Trade-off.
But the good thing is, after work, I came back home to my kids. But a lot of people don't understand. Like for a man perspective, a lot of problems that's happening in a black family. A black man is gone a lot of times. They going away for work. I'm talking about black men that's in that household. In order for them to work, they gotta lead the family. One thing they tell us at work, they'll be like, "Well, you hear more than you are with your family. So when you're off on weekends, enjoy your 3 days with your weekend with your family, because you out here, you know more about your coworkers than you do your kids sometimes, because you don't know about your kids' schooling because you're working all the time." And what I mean by that is the mother, like say you live in a house with a mother or father, your mother normally know more about your kids' schooling and stuff like that because she's there more. But you're the breadwinner, so you gotta either it's like a drawback. And I think a lot of people, it's kind of like it's kind of like expectations of a man is very hard, because like you the breadwinner, you gotta be working. If you work too much, that breaks your household, your wife or your girlfriend. No, I'm single, by the way. I'm not really sure. I'm just giving an example. But like when you work so much and you don't have time for your family, that also could break your home up. If you don't work and your income don't come in, that's also a problem too. So it's like, and another dude was talking about this at work. It's kind of hard to like please everybody, especially your wife, because she like anything that's out of the ordinary or out of order, your wife will basically like come at you, like I don't like what you're doing. We got to do something. So it's like you got to always butt heads. If I'm working too much, I don't work too much. It's to better us. If I'm working a lot, I work a lot, but my kids is straight. You know what I'm saying? My kids are good. And one thing I like about Shannon Sharp said this. He said, "I sacrifice a lot of recitals and a lot of graduations for football games or football practice. So now when y'all older, y'all can enjoy us, or we have more time together now than we did back then." Because he sacrificed so much things in his life in order to make millions, make money. Now he's older in life. Now he spends more time with his kids. They older, in their 20s, stuff like that. But again, that's since the last podcast, and now I've just been working. Now everything is kind of loosened up. I don't work weekends anymore. Work 10 days. Let's say 10 days. Work 5 days a week. But I'm in the trenches. When I say I'm in the trenches, I'm in the heat. It's between 100 and 115. So I start working at 6:30. By 7 o'clock, 7:30, I'm sweating, and that's just me standing outside. I'm not like I'm a machine operator, so I'm in the AC all day. I'm in the AC all day, so I'm not really like I get out sometimes if I gotta do something, help with guys out or something like that. I might get out sometimes, but imagine you being in the AC all day, well, a lot, and then you come outside to between 100 and 115 degrees. And that's without the sun. We're not talking about with the sun. With the sun is hotter. Without the sun, I'm talking about even if it's cloudy. So soon as like when I leave my place, I come outside. My truck windows is foggy. or I come outside, I keep my home cool. I'm like 65, 66. You go outside in heat, you will see the big difference in your body. So, like when you work, when you get off of work, you come home and shower, you gotta drink, water, juice, water, whatever, to prepare yourself for the next day. But
How much weight have you lost?
um, it's how crazy it is because it's part of my diet too. Um, me, if I, let's say in 1 week I could lose like 5 pounds in 1 week, but for some reason I could eat a chicken breast or I could eat like something and I just pick the weight back up. But I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't calculate my weight for the past two weeks, but I can tell you my clothes is kind of like my pants in particular, little baggy, and that's not even working out. That's just like going out, like standing in the meeting, cause we have morning meetings, sweating. I'm talking about sweating. We gotta drink Gatorade, water. I'm talking about sweating before we start work. We get out our vehicles for the morning meeting. We walk in this area. We sit in this area about 30 minutes, and I'm telling you, drenched, sweating eyes and all that. That's how hot it is. So, and we work in plants, right? So plants, a lot of people don't understand plants. In order to make certain chemicals, in order to like make chemicals combine. So let's say you want to do dishwasher liquid, not dishwasher. Let's say Coca-Cola, right? I used to work for a plant called Mosaic. Mosaic is one of the biggest producers of how you say phosphoric acid. The same acid that's in Coca-Cola is the same acid they use. The acid that's in Coke, phosphoric acid, it eats metal. And in order for them to I guess go through the process of creating certain chemicals, they have to boil it. So they have to boil water, and then they'll take that water and mix it with the chemical, and it warms the chemical up. So let's say it's 100 degrees outside, right? But it's a boiler unit. It's like a big area where they boil chemicals at. Add 15 degrees to that 100, and that's 100. That's 115 degrees by you working next to a boiler unit because it's that hot. Shoot a lot of steam and stuff. So imagine it's 115 outside right now, and you go next to a boiler unit that's extra 15 degrees. It's 130. It's 130 degrees. You working next to it, so you gotta take a break every 30 minutes. Think about that. I was working at a job energy plant, right? So every 30 minutes we work, we got to take a 30-minute break. So we work 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes later, we got to take a break. They was getting nothing done. The company was not getting nothing done. But in the energy policy, even though they paid the companies, well, look, we're going to put you on 30-30. We're going to pay y'all for being on 30-30. Because they don't want nobody to pass out. That's a lawsuit on them. They don't want nobody to fall or whatever. But, let's say 8 hours. You mean 10-hour days. Half of them 10 hours, 5 hours, not 5 hours, let's see, every 30 minutes, put it like this, every 30 minutes, you're taking a break. So you work 30 minutes, then another 30 minutes, you take a break. You was getting no work done. It was good for us. It was good for us, but not good for their pocket. I mean, not good for the company, because even though energy paying them for that, they also got production too. So you gotta have a certain man hours to do this certain job or something like that. And that was not working. The amount of money it was getting from energy for 30-30 was not coincide with production. But anyway, yes, a lot of work. Did a lot of work for 3 or 4 months. Kind of like cooling down. I've probably been off weekends for about 2 weekends. Two weekends ago. So I'm gonna start back doing podcasts, start back going to the gym, start back streaming more. Just like stuff like that, man. Just hanging with the kids. That's what I've been kind of driving for. Working out, gym, and that's it. I ain't really doing too much now.
Well, as for me, man, it's been one hell of a 7 months now. As of today, it's been 7 months. nonsense going on with Trovo. Some things happening. I'm gonna have to get ready to move by the end of this year. If with some good luck, the middle of next year, that would be better off for me. But it's just I'm here with the Valkyries helping them out, getting them ready for Anime Confest, and just been there supporting them. That's all I've really been doing. I literally just came back from the United States last week. There's an esports event there called Meet Your Destiny. They flew me out, took care of me while I was out there, the whole 9 yards. I even got an award as an esports ambassador for what they're doing, and now they're going to sponsor the girls for their anime contest and whatnot. So I've just been like you for the last 7 months. It is literally just grind, 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 grind. So many things have happened. The only thing that's pretty kept my time, believe it or not, the war in Ukraine. That's all I've been actually interested in. That, along with looking up stuff regarding Marduk and the Anunnaki, and I don't know. It's been a weird time, man. A lot of crap going on. Who's God versus who's this God and that God, and who's the real God, and mad confusing. Got me over here just saying, well, when I send my prayers up to the God of the universe, the one true creator, the creator of all gods. By that way, you kind of play it safe. You don't get into no problems, no nothing, because you're giving credit to the one true God. I wanted to ask you a question, and this is not to go into a topic. It's just something that I said I wanted to ask you when I get here, right? Someone's having a conversation with me, and they said, Yah is Yahweh. I said, I don't know. I'd have to go ask brothers.
Yahweh is in. So there's a lot. It's a difference between They got Yah and you got Yahweh. Yahweh. I don't know if anybody know this. Yahweh is the Canaanite god. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, so
That's what I'm saying.
We got Yahweh. Y-A was Y-A-W-A-H-A. But Yahweh is literally a bull god. That's the Canaanite god. Was it Y-A-H-W-E-H? That's not the same. That's not the Most High. That's the bull or Moloch, whatever you want to call him.
Had me having to make corrections to my prayers. Like, my prayers no longer start as all praise be to Yah. It says all praise be to the Creator. I call Yah. I gotta do it like that. So
Yah is short for Yahweh, so it's not. That's not. Yahweh is different.
Yeah, there's a reason why, though. I change the context. I change the context of the prayer to that, because I can't trust humanity. Humanity is a sack of living garbage. They just lie too much. So the reason why I say I call Yah, my prayers goes to the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
All praise be to the Creator. That means the Creator of all things, right? And that I'm naming this Creator, so for my reference to understand the Creator as Yah, the Elohim. I always make sure I put the Elohim behind it. So I said, all praise be to the Creator, Yah, the Elohim. Thank you for granting me yet another day, for you are the creator of the universe, and thus I am your creation. Not made for destruction, but made to do good. And thus I am your servant, for you have chosen me and will not throw me away. And then I say in the name of Yah, I say in the name of Yah, crap. Oh, in the name of Yah, the Elohim, and his son, Yahshua Mashiach. Thank you. I took out amen.
Well,
I just took out amen.
Well, no, amen is not. No, amen is in the Bible. But I want to say about what I want to say about the Elohim. I would say don't use it. Let me tell you why. Because Elohim could be, if you look in the Hebrew word Elohim, or Elohim. A lot of people say Elohim. Talk to Hebrews. That's talking about God. It'd be when it means God, it could be Christ and the angels. It's not talking about the Most High. If you go to Genesis, if you go to Genesis 2, well, it's Genesis 1, and it'll say and God. That word God is Elohim. It's not the Most High, but it's Most High power. For example, that's like let's say the Most High is the founder or the you can say, well, he's the creator. Put it like that, right? Let's say I put it in your terms, right? Let's say you the creator of Empire Arcadia, right?
Yeah.
Now you created everything, the equal structure, whatever. But you took somebody that you trust, 100% trust, and say, well, look, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna grant you this power. You control this. You do everything. I'm sitting back. I'm looking over things. If I'm needed, I'm gonna come in.
But those people, so like my wife,
Mhm.
the Valkyries, Jagan, that's the Elohim.
Right. Those are the principles. So example, like monarchy. You got the emperor. You got the emperor, the king, and then the prince, and then the princess, whatever you want to call that. Well, it's really like emperor, king, queen, prince, princess, right? So
Yeah.
Jagan and your wife or Elohim. Basically, they're in charge. They have certain positions. They're in charge. Kind of like the president. You got the generals. You got president, vice president, generals. So it's
And
like
the prayer should read as all praise be to the Creator. I call Yah.
all praise to the Most High. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. Say all praise. It's in the Bible. All praise the Most High. That's what they got to do. The Most High. Most High means there's nothing that could go above him. So when you say Elohim, Elohim is, even though it's a high position, it's not the Most High. So you read in Genesis 1, it says and God. The word God means Elohim. If you look at the Hebrew word for Elohim, it says judges, rulers, angels. But you read like Genesis, I think Genesis 2 or Genesis 3, it says Lord God. Lord is capital Lord. You look in the Bible, I think it's Genesis, like it might be Genesis in Genesis 2 or 3. There's a different distinction between God and Lord God, capital Lord.
So then the safest thing to say is all praise be to the Creator. I call Yah the Elohim, the Most High.
No, don't say Elohim because
Oh no, sorry. No, I meant see. I'm
Yeah.
used to saying.
Yeah.
So after I say all praise be to the Creator, Yah.
Right.
Right. I call Yah
or the Most High. Right. There you go.
Most High. So I'll just remove that. I'll replace Elohim with the Most High.
Right. So here's an example, right? Now, if you look in the Bible, right, we will consider Christ. We already know Christ is the begotten Son, right? We already know that he got the highest power. He's the top, but he's not above the Most High. You read the scriptures. Christ said, my Father is greater than I." So Christ himself already announced that he's not above the Most High. He knows his position.
Yeah.
Just like it's like in a house, nobody is above the man in the house except for Christ, and then above Christ is the Most High. So it's a minority. It's a minority. Yeah. And here's the thing too. I hear what a lot of Christians do. In the scriptures, it will say the Father, Son, and the Holy Scriptures are basically one. And people think when they say that, it's talking about all three of them are the same people. No, it's like me. It's like Triforce making Empire Arcadia. You making Empire Arcadia. You now and Jagan agree on how the business would be run, right? You Triforce, you the creator, so everybody you say, okay, here's what we supposed to do. Here's how we supposed to do it, and then Nile and Jagan they agree. But what Christians will do, they will say Jesus. Now they will say Jesus is king, which is agree. He's the king, the king of all kings, right? But they will put Christ on the same level as the Most High. But you go in scriptures, Christ never said, "I'm on the same level with the Most High. Most High is my Father. He's greater than I." So what people do is kind of like how people celebrate you say Christmas, how they celebrate Halloween. It's a god that every holiday has a god for that holiday. So they'll praise, instead of praising the Most High, they'll praise that God. It's kind of like that. Or you go in a Christian church, there's a white Jesus on the cross. So they'll praise to that, they'll praise to that cross. Just like it's like in Catholic Church, they don't pray to the Most High. They pray to the priest, the Pope. They pray to another man, another living man right next to them. They go in their little booth. They confess they confess their sins to man. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to pray to the Most High. That's what you're supposed to do. You pray. Now, show me in scripture where it says we're gonna pray to Christ.
Those are I call them ancient politicians.
Right.
These are mofos who, for whatever reason, they decided to use religion and spirituality to put themselves in a position of power above other people, and then use that spiritualism and connection between God to control people.
Right.
When people ask me, what do you think about religion and politics? I'm like, those are the same things, bro.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing.
It has to. The
only difference is religion was used to control the society structure back then, and now politics is used to control society structure today. It's the same thing.
So every you can look at every civilization, every company, every household have policies. Like you can go to your auntie house. You go to your auntie house, she has rules. You go to your mama house, you have rules. And all those, and you go to your house. All three homes have different rules. All of them have different rules and different policies, right? So when you here's the thing we always talk about. When you try to compile different cultures, like America do, they compile so many cultures to one. It's going to butt heads. It's going to
corrupt.
It's going to corrupt. That's why they say corrupt. That's why they said America is like modern day Rome, because Rome had the same exact thing. You had blacks, you had all the different blacks, you had Europeans, you had Roman soldiers, Greek soldiers,
tigers, giraffes, elephants. Dudes is doing it all, boy.
It was too much. It was too many different cultures in one, and it's butt heads. And that's why, and a lot of people don't like saying this, but if you look at every culture, they're doing it. Look at the Chinese or the Asians, and look at the Europeans, and look at the East Indians, the Arabs. You don't normally see them at Walmart. You don't see them at. You see Europeans at Walmart because they obviously own it. But if you look at a group of Asian folks, they don't go to Walmart to grocery shop or anything like that. They go to a Asian store or a Chinese store, a Chinese restaurant, a Chinese grocery store, because they sell culture. They sell their culture at their own stores. Black folks is the only people that go to all of those stores. Like you don't really see, like you might see white folks go to Asian stores, but it's like kind of like not as much. But you see, there's a place in New Orleans called, or on the West Bank called, I used to stay at in Marrero, called Fifth Column. It's like Asian town. It's kind of like how New York got Chinatown and stuff like that. But with every other culture, they have their own stores they could go to. They got a place for Hispanic people. Ideal is where they could go get cooked meals. They might have a certain brand of beans that a lot of Spanish people eat. Even the Jamaican got their own cultures. They got their own stores. Like, so we say, that's our people. Even though the Mexicans, Latinos, Dominican, they are people. They have their own store. So when we go for black folks as African Americans, we don't have our own stuff like that. So it's like each culture have their own rules and set boundaries. A lot of stuff people do, like Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is for Spanish people or Mexican people, however you want to say it. That's their day to celebrate. But you have all cultures celebrating. So it's like, when you have so many different cultures in one group, it's going to butt heads. And black folks always in the middle of that different in the middle of the pot, basically. All the different spices, and we the salt. They call it in the Bible, we the salt of the earth. Yes, you can't. Well, we the salt of the sea. You can't really number how many of us, it's in the culture, or whatever. But anyway, um, but yeah, it's like no matter where you go at, don't matter what country you go at, what state, what city, whatever, they have their own rules, their own politics, and I mean, what else could you do? What was it? California that just passed clone meat now. So
Wait, what?
yes, in California, there's a bill that passed where there is allowed to make clone meat or meat from machines or whatever, not clone meat, but like artificial meat. So think about that in California.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then it's saying it's gonna make a huge what they call it when they say huge manufacturing, where they're gonna produce a lot of it. So think about that. In California, they just passed a law last week or the week before. It's a recent bill that just passed. You can look that up. And a lot of processed food because they claim it is a food shortage. Not me. Let me tell you, like me, I don't think it's kind of mixed up. I don't think it's a food shortage. I think they're trying to restrict. It's not like we can't make it. We can't do this. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is they trying to restrict us from getting access to food and stuff like that. If you look at Bill Gates, where I'm from, Louisiana, Bill Gates bought the most farms in Louisiana. Why?
Why? He's not a farmer.
Not a farmer.
Why is Monsanto? Why is Monsanto banned from every country on earth except for America?
Yep. So it's hard to, and that's what I was saying about it the past couple weeks. We need to stop. Even out in our Israelite group, they say, you know what, man, we gotta start learning we gotta start learning the old ways. And we see what I mean by the old ways, learning how to live in the wilderness, because that's what we're going right back to. Every apocalypse movie that ever came out, World War Z, a Book of Eli, all those apocalyptic movies, we always ended up in the wild, in the wilderness. Always. And now here's the era where you see more electronics and technology. We don't even know how to do basic stuff. We don't know, like when I was young, we used to play with rocks. We used to make our own toys sometimes. Even though we had toys, but we was more interested in put like this, right? My daughters a couple years ago, my kids when they was young, they'd rather play with the box than they do with the toy. Think about that. Kids would rather play with the box than the toy itself. So we gotta get back to the old ways. Like we gotta learn how to grow, because as everything going now, man, food, like he don't want us to have certain foods. They're restricted. We were lied to on our the dietary chart in school. Lied about that.
They gotta reduce our lifespan.
Right.
That's why. So they poison in the foods, man.
They got to.
I'll tell you this much. During my time in America, 5 days I was there, my skin broke out bad. It's like I caught an infection to the air. I'm not capping when I say that. Not capping at all. When I came back, Rhea was like, "What the hell happened to your skin?" I said, "The air, the water." And then I said, "Don't worry, it's only temporary. I was only out there for 5 days. Took a shower, put on some coconut oil, skin was back to normal." She's like, "What the hell?" So I was like, "Every time I go to America, I have a bad skin breakout or infection." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, they fucking spray shit into the sky. Like that's not even and sorry for cursing. That's not even like a conspiracy. It's just normal now. You see it in the air. You see these planes flying and just spraying things constantly over and over. Why?
It just is. It's. I don't think. See, and it's another thing too. I don't think it just. I think it is targeting a certain group of people. And see, notice too, when you see a growth spurt, like they wasn't really messing with all that chemicals and stuff until like maybe like the 60s, like 60s, 70s. when they start seeing like a big growth spurt of black folks. Now we every 5 years they become less and less. There's less and less white folks, less and less Asians, and less Arabs, whatever you want to call it. A lot of those cultures is losing numbers. That's why they passed a law with the abortion law and stuff like that too. It's not because of black folks, killing babies. They want you to like stop having kids. They want you to black folks to stop having kids. But they look at the numbers for like 10 years. They were saying that how white women was getting abortions, or white women losing the child because of birth defects. So now you see, now they're trying to promote now a white man having kids with every different culture. Like if you look at every commercial, just about every show, they're gonna have either a white man with a black woman, a white man with a East Indian woman, a white man with a Spanish woman. Like now you don't really see too many shows with white parents, like white mother and white father. You don't see it no more because they have a lot of white women are having a lot of birth defect. They just can't produce kids like that, or they can't have a more successful birth rate. And you can look, if you look at the statistics, white women are having more trouble with pregnancy than any other culture. Number two is Asian women. I don't remember if it was Chinese or a certain Asian group, but it was saying Asian. It's an Asian group, great Asian people. Number one is if you look at who has the most IVFs, when it comes to birth, it's white women, and that is
When you say IBFs, what?
IVFs. You know what IVFs is?
No.
They got for example, they got like test tube. Like they needed a lab to help them have kids, or there's
okay, yeah.
yes,
Well, we know that there's a lot of white children being born in the world across the world. There are a lot of birth complications
right.
when it comes to white women.
And that is not in just America though. That's the crazy part. It's everywhere.
It's all over the world. It's
Right.
all over the world.
Right. And that's why you look at certain laws that they're passing, especially the abortion law. It's not because of black folks. It's not because of black folks. It's not because Spanish. Because the Spanish folks, they have kids. Trust me, they have. We in Louisiana, they have a lot of kids. They got 7, 8 people in the vehicle. Like 7 to 8 people that's in a house, in a 2-bedroom house. So it's they have us and even though Spanish people, a lot of Spanish people, Mexicans, Dominican Republican, they are people. They're part of the 12 tribes. They have a lot of kids. Even the Bible tell you that tribe of Issachar and all and Zebulon and all them different Spanish groups, they have a lot of kids. The Bible will tell you that. But it's like you can see now. Like I said about 3 or 4, on Facebook, like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, man, they gonna have some laws that they gonna pass. You're gonna be like, man, I ain't never thought it's gonna do this. I said that. I literally said that. I can show a post. I said that 3 years ago, 3 years before Obama became president, or anything about Obama, there's certain laws that's gonna be passed where in the 70s, 60s, 70s, with the LGBT community, whatever you want to call it, those laws are gonna pass for them to come in. I said it 3 years before Obama came in. Then they had another law to pass last week, a couple of days ago, where companies now can discriminate LGBTQ, whatever you want to call that community. They could do it now. That's a law.
Watch it. You know something? It makes me wonder about the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something that I thought about. This is more like a new eugenics program to allow people to have sex, but they can't procreate.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's. And even though sex is for pleasure also, it's not about it's only about pleasure. when you learn normally when you had like families back in the 60s, 70, or 50, 60, 70, when they had because back then they said baby boom or whatever you call it, when they had a lot of sex, man, it was to build family. Man, you had a lot of family members. Like our grandparents had a lot of family members. A lot of family members. A lot of family members. So down there back then, 12 family members in one household was not like nothing crazy. Now, one or two kids is like too much. Three kids is like too much now to,
Yeah.
to, to most people now.
But, well, not for traditional Black people.
Right.
For traditional Black people, this is nothing. We grew up with a bunch of children in the house or whatever. It's really modern people. Modern people are so desensitized and like removed from. They literally don't like being in a family setting. I grew up being in a family setting. I like being around people of a family. I like being around a community.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that like they tell you you have to learn to be alone in this world, and it's like, okay, no, that I think that gives the wrong message. You have to be strong enough that you can be alone in this world, but it is not natural to be alone in this world.
Right.
There's certain situations in this aspect where, hey, man, you're not going to be around people, and you have to be strong enough to be able to deal with being alone for a while.
Yep.
But it is not natural to just be alone.
Mm-mm.
And you can't be alone for long periods of time. That's like prison.
Yeah. Why you think when why you think there's a lot of suicide rate in prison? Why you think so?
Because people can't stop being alone.
Can't stop being alone. And then let's say you come from a family of 12 and then you gotta be alone. So I'll give an example. Like when I was there, when I first moved, like the first 2 years of me moving, I'm talking about like my first time moving out my parents' home, I was homesick because I'm not coming home to my parents every day or my brother and sister every day. I'm on my own. You know, I'm on my own, so I had to figure out things on my own. That was like homesick. I was like, man, I can't do it. But once I got used to it, I'm like, man, I'm never gonna move back. I feel I'm free. And I guess because it was like a system, you know, you couldn't really do too much you couldn't really do too much when you're in parents' home. You know, you could, go, you probably go out and stuff like that, but it's, that it's not your house. So you gotta kind of respect the house. You can't really do certain things coming in too late, anything like that. But when you live on your own, and I noticed too, when I live on my own, I'm still not doing anything I want, everything I want. I could do it. I could just go out anytime and come home anytime, but I don't do it because it's not like I see why you could, the first 2 years you could do whatever you want, free, you could do whatever. But you be like, man, but I see why my parents don't go out as much. If they do go out, they go out with each other. They don't go to the club, they don't go, parties and stuff like that. They don't do that. That's younger days. Now it's just like I'd rather come home. I want to come home to a peaceful home, see my kids, get in a serious relationship, married. That's my goal. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things too is if you ask a lot of people today, like you say, modern families, most of their friends, or you say who your friends is, you'll be like, oh, I knew this chick. I knew this a female. I knew this chick since elementary. We've been friends ever since. Or a dude said to my partner, I've been knowing my partner for years. But back then, I know it's too. Back then, like our grandparents' time, a lot of best friends was cousins, was aunties. You know what I'm saying? It was more family than it was like outside people. And then here's another thing. Back then, a lot of families say, "Oh, that's a family friend." My family grew up with their family, so it was more like a community, like you were saying, like more like a community. Now, now it's like it's not family oriented. Or I'm on my own, so I don't need nobody. I'm on my own. I don't need no help. I don't need none of this. Like it's different now. It's different now. Everybody want to be separated. They don't want to have no kids. It just, I don't know. It just, I think social media played a big part on why a lot of people don't want no kids, and it's just crazy, Now, and then 3 or 4 years ago, you couldn't find a female that didn't have a child.
Mm.
You couldn't find no female that didn't have a child at all. Now there's a lot of women, a lot of men in their 30s and up don't have kids at all. A lot more than it was 3 or 4 years ago. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm telling you, when I at the high school, maybe 2 or 3 years after high school, 2013, 14, everybody I knew had a child, at least one. Everybody, male or female, everybody had a child. Now, I'm gonna put it like this, Trapper. I know for the past 2 years, I know maybe out of 10 women I know, maybe 4 of them don't have kids, and they either 27 and up. 27 and up. And 2 of them, I believe 2 of them is 30 plus. 30 plus, they don't have no kids. And I asked them, why you don't have no kids? Like, why? I just don't want none. You know what they say? I want to be the auntie, like the auntie with no kids. I'm like, oh, whatever that means. But I mean, I know what it means, but I'm like, that's boring, man. That's much like my 30s. I'm telling you, my 30s, I don't like doing a lot of stuff I did in the 20s. And that just me keeping real. I just like chilling, bro. I don't like. I mean, I go to a party. Like, if somebody invite me to a party or something, I'll go. And I didn't normally don't go to parties because I'd never been invited to it like that, talking about it. But 30, like I went out of party and stuff when I was 20, like my early 20s. It's boring now. It's like it's a waste of money just to go out club every weekend and stuff like that.
It is boring because parties. There's a difference between parties and get-togethers and functions. All three are different. Parties are literally the most useless, and I do mean the most useless social activity of all time. Mm-hmm. Parties is just where people go, when I want to go out and dance. You can invite your friends over, turn on the damn radio, loudspeaker and dance. The entire purpose of parties, first of all, parties come from European culture. It's a gathering of people for debaucherous reasons. To sing, get drunk, and have sex with each other. Men on men, men on women, women on women, women on men. Doesn't matter. That's the entire party. That's the purpose of a party. It's literally for the purpose of just debauchery. Now, if you want to have a get-together, that's cool. Gather your friends. They haven't seen you in a long time. You sit down, you have a talk. You catch up with each other. You share stories. That's human real interaction. Mm-hmm. You guys want to play a video game together, board game, or something. This society sees these things as boring.
Right.
So they up the ante. Let me go out to this club, get drunk. Oh, I found this guy, he was hot, but he has friends, so I let the 3 of them gangbang me and blah, blah, blah. And oh, y'all saw this girl, but yo, she was hot and shit. And I piped her up and whatever. And then later on, they complain about the disease that they get. Right. I'm like, well, your behavior, like, whatever the end result of what happened, your behavior is the price you pay.
Right.
The price of admission, bro.
Here's another thing, like, so, yeah, but like, imagine somebody having a cookout. Like cookouts is way different from going to the club. Like, you go to the club, you get any kind of food you want at a club, right? But a cookout is more. You might have people dancing, might play some music, but a cookout with family members, and you might have your little drama here and all that. But you know those people. You already know how your family's gonna be. You go to the club, you don't know what the people doing. You don't know if people gonna put something in your drink. Like, you got club rules. Do not put an open drink anywhere, not even for no time limit. You can sip your drink and put it on a counter for a second, and you can even look at it, like you could be watching it. Do not put the drink there, because people could put something in the drink. They got people who prey on a woman who's drunk. Like, they'll see the woman like toe up, like really toe up, and then make his move. Like, make his move. Oh, I know she's drunk, so she's not gonna be in the right state of mind. It's like nothing ever good in the club. I never, even the female I dated that I met in the club, it didn't end well. The relationship didn't end well. It didn't work right because it's a setting. Now, if I meet a woman at a cookout or many women at at a library or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I never had a relationship like work well meeting a chick at a bar or a club. It just never did. Because you ask yourself, what are you doing there at the club? Now, if you it's different when it's different. Like, okay, if you ask a female, well, let's go to the club or let's go to a bar. That's different. But meeting women there and trying to like get a relationship out there, it's never been a good thing to me. Never been a long. It's never been a great relationship going that way. It never lasted long. It was always type like, well, I'll go to the club this
No
weekend.
woman no woman of sound mind and character
Right.
is ever at a club.
Right. So
That's not to say that they're bad people. What it means is at that point in time, they're not of sound mind and character.
yeah,
Later on, they may grow out of it and become better people.
right.
And when they do become better people, you won't see them in the clubs anymore. The club and these party places they're meat hangers. That's it. The purpose of them is to go there to meet bitches and meet niggas, and you know what it is.
Yeah. And then another thing is, it's not like they go every once in a while, but they go a lot of time out of the week, but a lot of time out of the month. They go often. Like they go to the club often. I don't like if I go to a club. I've been in a club in years. To be honest with you, long time. Now, I went to a bar a couple months ago. Went to a bar to get like a drink. Like, but I went with somebody. I didn't go to meet anybody there. I'm not going there to meet anybody there. I'm going to give a drink, get a nice little buzz. I don't get drunk. I learned my lesson from getting drunk. Get a nice little buzz, go home. Like normally it'd be like two drink minimum, and that's it. That's about it. I don't drink 3, 4, none of that. 2 to give me enough to give me a little buzz. Hennessy and Red Bull, or Hennessy and a pineapple juice, something like that. 2, I'm gone. I don't get drunk. I want to know where I'm at. I want to know where I'm at. I want to know who I'm with, and I want to know everything that's going around me. 2 drinks, I know everything. 3 drinks, I'm going a little bit over my limit because it's starting to like get a little fuzzy, a little blurry. That I don't never go over 3 drinks. 2. It's nothing wrong with the club if you want to hang out. Something wrong with trying to find love. Don't ever go to a club or a bar to find love. It's not this. That's the people who stressed out on drugs, or people who just they need to get out the environment in order to I guess cope with things. So they got to go in there drink heavy. It's people who I call them stress relievers. They go to the club for a stress reliever, and I don't want that type of person. I don't go to the bar try to find a relationship. I go to the bar with friends. So I don't know. Everything in society now. Everything in society is just not for me. Not for me. It's hard to. It used to be hard to find a woman that didn't have kids. Now there's a lot of women that don't have kids, and they over 30, and they damn it not my age, older, no kids. And I ask them, and they get like they get offended. I'm like, you 30 with no kids? I mean, right with that. I asked you can have kids? Yeah, you can have kids. I can have kids. I said, just why you didn't have a child? And they always say, well, I never found the right one. And then I'm like, well, that's understandable, but okay, you find the right one, then what? Well, I see you want to have kids. Well, I don't know. I got my career first to handle. I want to be stable. I'm like one thing people always say too is like, be financially stable before having kids. And I ask him, well, you got millionaires. It's known fact that rich folks have less kids than people who's poor or people in middle class. Think about that. Rich folks don't not care about having kids. They might have 1 or 2, but having a big family, you might find some celebrities with big families, yeah. But most of rich folks don't have kids. Look at this up. Look at if you look at the reason why, right? They'll tell you the reason why. It's because they don't have no time for kids. And you be like, what you mean don't have time? They don't want to take the mindset of making money, millions, or whatever, building this company up for kids. They don't think about that. That's why millionaires, they always on the go. They always on the move. They never sleep. They rarely sleep. And people say, when I'm rich, I'm gonna sleep. No, rich folks do not sleep. Trust me, they do not sleep at all because they're always trying to think of a plan to make more money. And that's why you see so many celebrities with so many different wives. They did divorce, the next week they get married. You know, they probably missed the having somebody there, but the relationships don't last long. Rich folks' marriages don't last long. You can look it up too. It's the poor person's marriage that lasts long. You actually grandparents, as black folks, you got grandparents or great grandparents been together for 30, 40 years. I'm talking about coming from slavery days. I'm coming from the days where they didn't have enough money, or they come from manufacturing factory jobs, but they've been together for 30, 40 years. You don't know too many millionaires that have relationship over 30, 40 years. You don't see, it just don't work. Look at what's her name? Oprah. I don't know if Oprah is married to Stedman or what his name is. I don't think she's married to him.
No, she's not.
So, and she's been with him for how long? Probably before I was a long time. Probably before I was born, maybe. I don't know. But rich folks don't get married. They don't care about that. They don't care about if you go to a billionaire, they don't care about family. That's just straight up. They don't care. All the people I know about, Sophia Stewart. I might be speaking out of term. I don't know if she have kids. If she do, she don't talk about them. And I call her a lot of times. They just care about making more money. They're not family oriented. They're not like that. It probably was when they first got their millions and stuff like that. But all they care about is money, or a business plan, or what they could do. They don't care about like settling down, or they'll worry about building an empire, but they don't worry about building an empire with kids. Think about that. They worry about making business and profit. So stop saying I'm wait till I'm financially stable to have kids, because rich folks do not care about that. People with money do not care about having kids. If they have kids, cool. They'll a lot of times when millionaires have kids, they don't care about their children. They be, I'm gonna give them $10,000. It's gonna be all right. $20,000. It's gonna be all right. Don't spend no time with them. Always gone. Well, I'm gonna send my child to college. Yeah, but the child needs you there. They need like having a conversation with you. And a lot only certain celebrities do that. Like, so a lot of people look at LeBron and his kids. He always around his sons. What's that dude? The Ball brothers.
The Ball and his kids. And then whatever. Yeah.
Remember how media made it seem like he's too involved in his kid's life? Remember that from the past before Lonzo Ball got in the league or was getting in the league?
That was the dumbest shit ever. What do you mean you're too involved in your children's life? Yep. You're the parent. You're supposed to be completely involved. It's not like these guys were like 30 years old and then we're like, yo, bro, let go of your kids and whatever. These were kids coming out of high school and starting college and whatever. He's supposed to be there. The reason why they didn't like him being there is because they couldn't take advantage and manipulate his kids. That's what that was.
And he's a ball player. So he had $1 million contracts. He know. So there was scrutinized. It's like same thing with LeBron. Like LeBron, you being too involved with Bronny and Maximus. And Bron, like, I don't care about what none of y'all see. It's my kids. LeBron know about stuff like that. That's why he's around his kids like that. Like even though people don't like what's his name, LeVar Ball, they don't like him. I like him simply because he's in his kid's life. He ain't gonna let nobody. The one thing, he ain't gonna let nobody talk bad about him. Nobody play with him. And then here's another thing is too. The sons ain't saying nothing to disrespect them. They're not going against their daddy.
No, because they know that daddy's there for them.
Right. And
they know the league ain't there for them. The league is there to simply manipulate and take advantage of them for their own benefit.
Right.
They could care less what happens to them. There's something good. Anything happen to them, just move on to the next basketball prospect. That's it.
Right.
And that's been the league for how long the league has been.
for a long time. But here's another thing: a lot of basketball players, a lot of these NBA scouts or people that's in the college that scout players and stuff like that. If you look at the statistics, all those or most of those students or players come from single parent homes. So the mother don't understand about life like that. I tell people all the time, your father is your lifeline. He gonna give you what's real. He gonna give us what's real. A woman, your mother, she gonna give you real, but she don't understand life and expectations. She gonna be the nurturer. She gonna love, she gonna nurture you. But if you want somebody that's like you see like, for example, LeBron and his wife Savannah, she there at the basketball game. She give him support. But you see LeBron there at the basketball game helping his son out in the game too. He gonna talk to you. Come here, let me talk to you. Do what you should do. He gonna get you straight. But these NBA executives and these scouts, they know the mother don't know anything about basketball, don't know anything about toughness when it comes to life, so they take advantage of those kids with their contract. They take a lot of advantage. And LeVar Ball, LeBron, what's another one? What's another player? Chris Paul. Yeah, Chris Paul. I'm trying to think. Melo, Dwayne Wade was Zaire.
Scottie Pippen.
Yep. Did what's another one too? Play with the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Thomas. Now, even though he don't have his son in the NBA, but I'm talking about how he's telling players. He went on a podcast. We're telling players how look. If you look at his story, how he came to the NBA, and there was a scout that came to his house and brought his mom in the living room, and they was going to give Isaiah Thomas money to come play basketball. I don't remember if it was college or if it was the NBA. No, I think it was college. Straight out of high school. They're going to give him money to come play for that team. And his mama was like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And she see how they wanted her son for to come to the team. They're trying to bribe him to come there. And there has another coach that came there was kind of tough on Isaiah. Like you could she like he was putting like pressure on Isaiah. Like, when you come there with me, I'm gonna teach you how to be a man. I ain't gonna teach you I ain't gonna give you no money. You're not gonna make money coming over here by us. But what you're gonna do is when you come, I'm gonna teach you how to be a man, a responsible man, and a caring man. And the mother liked that. Now Isaiah didn't like that. He didn't like that. He like, man, we broke. I can take this $50,000 and help our family with it. I'm gonna be broke. Like, we broke. And the mother didn't care, but it was the mother and the father. They both was there, but she seen something in that coach that she didn't see from the other coach, the one that wanted to offer him money. So it's like it's like these players and even these people in the music industry in the stuff, they take advantage of these people. And normally it'd be the mothers, that single mother, they come from a single mother parent. They don't have structure. Father's gonna teach the structure. That's why LeVar Ball don't let nobody play up. Like, let me see your contract before I do it. It's like Master P did with Romeo and a lot of the stuff like that. A lot of his kids stuff. Let me see that contract. I'm not gonna let you mess with my son because you want him on your team. You're gonna take advantage of him. And they do the same thing with artists all the time. Like, again, another example. I'll say the last thing. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj signed up, I think it was like a four album contract, like a 4-album contract. They're gonna give her $80 million for four albums, right? Each album came out, it made them $100 million. Do the math on that.
And then you have to ask yourself, what did Nicki get out of it? And she got like a fraction, less than 10%. And it's her doing all the work. Yep. They used their machine that they set up, did it all work. But see, this is what I'm talking about, like in terms of like, when I try to tell the Valkyries, I'm trying to help them to become the icons that they are and whatever. Anything that the Valkyries are doing right now, even if a company comes to them and say, hey, we want you to sign this blah, blah, blah deal or whatever. I told them, the first thing that they sign, that they have to give those away. Never put the effort you would do into your baby. You put some baby shit on the side, your shit that you really truly believe in and love, you put that on the side. and you fulfill the contract so you can get that money. When you get that money, then you create your own label, and then you put out your real shit.
All right. Yep.
And you control your masters. Later on, you make enough money from your real shit, you go buy back those masters from your original first shit if it's even worth anything.
But here's the thing. Like, see, let's say, and here's another important thing too is a lot of times, see what Biggie died broke, right? I'm gonna tell you about this biggest. A lot of people should know this too. Biggie died broke, right? Mm-hmm. Now Biggie was building his mama a house. I learned from Gene Deal too. Shout out to Gene Deal. Biggie and P Diddy bodyguard back then. Yeah. He wanted to build his mama a house, and the dude wanted $30,000. Now, what P Diddy is doing? P Diddy is making a lot of money off of Bad Boy Records. To get like a direct person, every time Biggie's home playing, Biggie family ain't getting that money. It's Diddy getting that money. So that's why you see a lot of remixes. When you trying to get like a sample, you get a Biggie sample, they go to Diddy. They don't go to Biggie's family at all or daughter at all. But he had to sell his marketing. He told Diddy, "Look, I need some money because I'm building a house for my mama, and I need money." And Diddy told him, "Well, give me your marketing. I think either your marketing or publishing or both. I think it's probably marketing. It's one of those. I know it's one of those for sure. But his marketing and publishing is worth a lot. Like it's a lot of money. But he sold it for $30,000. Think about that.
Boy,
sold it for $30,000. If Biggie didn't sell his marketing or publishing, he be up there. He'd be up there. He probably be more worth than Diddy. He probably make more money than Diddy. He probably be another level where Jay-Z at right now.
Is that they don't know any better, and they don't have the right people representing them to tell them any better. And these guys have all the power, all the resources, all the connections and network, etc., etc. Very hard for someone from starting up from the ground up to get anything. Wow. They need somebody who's going to come in and say, "Here, I'm going to help you out," and they do it magnanimously, if that's even the right word I'm using. They do it because they can just help. Rarely you're not going to find a lot of people for that, man. You're not going to find a lot of people for that, sadly.
And watch this, right? Now, there's some instance where, so there's labels, they'll be like, if you want somebody to help you with your finances and stuff like that, go to this person. I recommend to go to this person. Not knowing that this record label is got cahoots. They cahoots with the lawyer or the person that's going to help you with your money. So they're gonna let you sign bad, terrible deals while that lawyer getting paid the money under the table. Okay, look. Well, you his lawyer. Look, I'm just a lawyer. Just the person I want you to talk to. Here's the lawyer. He's gonna help you with your finances. You work for. You look at the check that he get. Let's say it must give example. Like if P Diddy is one of the P Diddy lawyers. Well, here's the guy. Look, I'm gonna let you get this guy. You pay him $100,000, 10% of your contract or whatever you get. You get him 10%. He getting money from Diddy, and he getting money from whoever the order is. Get paid under the table. He gonna sign bad contracts. They do that on purpose. They ain't gonna sue. A lot of these lawyers in music industry or these managers in music industry know the executives. It's like a game to them. It's like their best interest is not for you. The best interest is what to get out you. It's not like well, I'm gonna put you in the right position. Here, talk to this person. He gonna get you right. He gonna break down the numbers and all that. A lot of people ain't doing that. A lot of people doing this. Well, here's the executive. Well, here, take this lawyer and he gonna help you. Not give you the best interest. The interest. And it's a lot like you say. Business is it's not for family. You don't run family. You don't run family. You don't run your business like a family because it's conniving. They got people. They got people in the industry. Put it like this: you got people in the industry that don't own their name. They don't own their name at all. Think about that. When you sign a contract, you don't own your name. You know why? Let's say you do marketing. Let's say you're marketing. They market your name. They market your name. So let's say you sign a contract. You no longer have marketing over your name. So let's say the label want let's say like Nintendo, that you sign a contract with Nintendo Triforce, and they use Isaiah Triforce Johnson, and they come out with merch, or they come out with stuff with your name on it. Make millions. You ain't making no money. You're not making $1 or a cent off that name. It's like that's the way the contract is. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the chick that came out with the rapper tried to kiss her. And she came out and she literally said, "Man, I sold my soul. I sold my soul into the devil." And a lot of people think, a lot of people think it's like literally the devil. They think that. I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of, you could say it is.
She sold her soul to the industry, which
Right.
is the devil.
Yeah,
One and the same thing.
yeah, but a lot of people think it's like a red being with a pitchfork. I mean, that's what the image they get, But
Yeah.
she was saying that she can't do anything. She can't buy anything. She can't put anything in her name. None of that. You know why? Because the label gonna take that. The label gonna take that. Just like one of the artists from Death Row. When I think what's the dude from Death Row? What's his name? I forgot his name that fast. The one who owned it at the time. Not Snoop Dogg, but he in jail on Death Row. Anyway, he was giving his artists houses, and then when the artist wasn't acting right, or when the artist wanted to leave the label, guess what that label did? Took the house right back. The house was in the label's name, not their name. So think about this. Everything you drive and everything you have is in a label's name. They tell you, well, look, here's the contract. We'll give you $1 million. Yeah, take this $1 million. We'll get you a Mercedes Benz. We'll get you this chain. You think you're gonna get all that for free? Let you breach that contract. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
That $1 million you get, the $1 million you got, you got to pay that back. You don't get that $1 million is not for you. It's not for you to have. I mean, you can have that $1 million, but you got to pay $1 million in interest. You might pay 1.2. You might pay 2 million. And then I forgot what person said. I was watching somebody, and they was saying the label giving money, and then they went to every week, every meeting they had, they went to a certain restaurant, and then let's say they gave him a $10,000 contract, whatever. They say they were going to restaurants every business meeting, and a label told him to do it like, when we get my 10,000. The label told him, you got your 10,000. Like, how? I didn't get it. All them dinners we went to for the meetings and stuff like that, for business meetings for you, that's a 10,000 right there. Told him just like that. Both not making money. Not a dime from it. A lot of the first 10 years, artists is not making money. Big Ross came out and said, I ain't make money till 10 years in the game. Think about that. I didn't make money till 10 years in the game. A label. So you gotta understand, you gotta read their contract. Just like about Sophia Stewart with the Matrix and the Terminator. She won the contract, like she won the whatever, right? The case. Did she get the money? That's another story. They got contracts now where they say, well, every month you will get, like, every 15 of the month you'll get $10,000. Let me tell you how crazy the contract is, Charles. So let's say you sign a contract for $1 million and your payday is the 1st and the 15th, right? If that they pay out, don't have a date, you're not gonna get that money. Think about that. Let's say August. Let's say what day is July 1st, 2023. If I get paid, I'm supposed to get paid on the 1st of every month, and they don't have a date on it, I'm not getting paid. So it might say I'm gonna get paid on the 1st every month, but they don't tell you what day or what date. You might not never get paid. They might pay you 2028. That's how serious contract is. Every detail in the contract is serious. They will say on the contract you will get paid on the 1st and the 15th, but it didn't say what date you're gonna get it. It might tell you the day or the month, but they don't tell you what year. Think about that. That's how crazy the contract is. And they will say that if you look at contract, they will see a one word. They have a one word will throw the whole contract off. They will say, "Well, I'm gonna give you $1 million. Um, I'll give you $1 million, but in that contract, say I'll give you $1 million if you do this." You know, like this in some contracts, you can't even say the word Jesus. Think about that. In some contract that you write when you do albums, you can't say the word Jesus, or you can't say anything about the Most High. You can't say anything like that. Think about that. Why you think a lot of these rappers, man? If you actually talk to a lot of these rappers, they come from church backgrounds. They really do. A lot of them do, right? But in their music, they can't say nothing about the Most High. They can't say nothing about God or how good God is. Think about that. Really think about that. There's contracts where you can't say the word Jesus.
But you can compliment evil and the devil's work.
Right. But think about this. A lot of people think you could make music, right? You could make music. You could make an album. Guess what? Them people proofread those lyrics and stuff like that, right? And there's a certain thing called clearing your songs, right? You don't think when people looking at them lyrics and stuff like that. If you let's say you put the word Jesus in that song is not getting clear. Think about it. That song is not getting clear. They didn't know them lyrics too. They know every aspect of a song. That's why, example. That's why when you see a lot of these rappers when they go to court for something, the judge and them DAs, they use them rap lyrics. They use them rap lyrics to indict people. Think about that. But your label told you sign a contract where you can't say anything positive going on with black folks. You can't. It's all gotta be guns, war. That's how they set you up. That's how they set you up. That's how they set you up. You could talk about, let's say, like Boosie. They were trying to use Boosie lyrics about a case he did. Now he beat the case, but think about they had to go in his lyrics to try to prove a point. Like they had to go to a label. I mean, they had to get the lyrics from the label, or they could Google the lyrics, whatever. And they'll try to pinpoint. They'll try to pinpoint. But who you talking about? Is this who you talking about in your lyrics? Now your whole time your label's telling you we don't want you to talk about anything positive. We want to talk about guns, drugs, being on drugs, degrading our black women, whatever. That's in their contract. It's not something like a lot of these rappers. You ask a lot of these rappers, they come from church. Like I'm not saying church people can't be bad, anything like. I'm just giving an example. Like a lot more, most of your R&B singers come from church. That's a fact. Damn near all your R&B musicians, R&B artists are from church. They sung church music before coming to rap. Come to R&B. A lot of these dudes that's rapping come from church. And they always say, my mother raised me right. But you listen to their rap songs, it's a different story. Killing and shooting your mama, shooting your brother. Nigga ain't gonna play with me. That's in their contract. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think these artists come out and like some artists do. Some artists talk about the trap life and stuff like that. But you also got a label. Well, here, like I think it was Method Man. Method Man said it was a song that he did not like, but the label wanted it. There's a lot of songs that he didn't like, but the label wanted it, and he couldn't tell the label no because he signed the contract.
That's why I'm not signing no contract and no label about nothing, bro. Do from scratch on our own. The supermarket is gonna close up here. It closes up at 9, and Sabbath's pretty much ending right now. And I do want to go and catch it. But before I go, I do want to bring up one topic that I want to get out some few words on before we dip. And I want you to listen to this. Maybe you can hear. I'm gonna turn it up so that you can hear it. But listen to this. Hold on, let me unmute. I'm gonna scroll up. Here we go.
Remember, do you think people are naturally good?
No, there's no naturally good. No way. You have to learn to be good. If naturally good North Korea couldn't exist.
The predominant view in every college in America is human beings are naturally good.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In fact, we had a group of students, and even our conservative kids, half of them think human beings are naturally good.
we're capable of being good if we get trained.
Naturally.
That's false. No, humans are naturally very evil.
I totally agree.
Yeah, humans are very naturally evil.
Yeah, if people were naturally good, then they would say, wait, stop. Let's not have 9-year-olds as sex slaves.
Yeah, no, humans are. Yeah, that's the thing. I can be totally bad. If I did
We all
not
can.
come to America, everybody capable of being.
Well, I think that's what we naturally are. Do you think?
Okay, so did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, so let me turn this down. So now I disagree with this,
Me too.
and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with this. Because in their own example, it contradicts it. They said if we were naturally good, we would say let's stop child sex slavery and war. But we do say let's stop child sex slave and war.
Mhm.
Now there are people, I believe we are both evil and good. And we choose whether to be naturally evil or choose whether to naturally be good. If we were naturally evil, we would have destroyed ourselves. The world would be over because absolute evil is corruption, and absolute corruption will just destroy itself. The only reason why we exist now is because there's a measure of natural good. Why would there has to be some, in order for evil to exist, good has to exist. So if there's natural, how can you teach us, if you're naturally evil, how do you teach yourself to naturally be good? Who taught the first naturally evil person to share? Oh, this person. Oh, so then this person was naturally evil at first, right? Yeah. And who taught him how to share?
Right. So I like this answer. I like this. Right. So think about Adam and Eve. Right.
Yeah.
So think about Adam. You go read in Genesis. You read about the Most High made man on a certain day. Right. Now Adam and Eve was. I tell people all the time. And you look at scriptures. Adam and Eve was not the only people at that time. That's the only. The only we'll talk about them at that time. You read the first. I think Genesis 1:26, maybe I think it's 1:26. We're saying man was created at the same time. But remember, beginning of scripture, it says everything was good. Everything basically was good until they ate from the tree of good and evil, right? Ate the fruit of good and evil, right?
So according to even that story, then we were naturally good. We were then corrupted.
Right.
We gained knowledge. We were corrupted. But let's say someone doesn't want to use the Bible or the history through the Most High, and they want to look at this from just a straightforward man point of view. Well, it still contradicts because human beings naturally, if we are evil. Right? If we are evil and we're not naturally good, let's look at an evil mother. An evil mother gets pregnant. She's evil. She has a child. She raises the child. Child comes up, she abuses the child. Wait a minute. Step back. What do you mean she raised the child? She's evil. The child should have been dead. There's no way an evil person can raise a child. The child will be dead. A certain amount of love is required to raise the child. So if you don't have love, you need to have a measure of good to love. You cannot be evil and love. It's not possible.
So why is this right? Why is it truffle? So remember, I forgot. It's a lot of movies where they have a concept where it's a let's say let's say there's two men, right? Or two families, right? One family good, one family evil, right? You ever see like the movies where a little boy or a little girl see their mother and father getting killed by evil men? And let's say they put the child in the closet and the child opened the door up and see that both of their parents got killed. And when that child get older, they're raised up hating those people and trying to get revenge for those people and stuff like that. It's the same. It's the same concept as. It's the same concept as, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, but watch this. Even in that child being raised out of revenge and hatred, there is a measure of goodness in the child.
Yeah, before that ever happened.
Even after it happens, here's why: the revenge.
Yeah, for the parent. Yeah,
revenge is fueled off the love of the parents.
Right.
They lost something they love. If they were evil and you killed their parents, they wouldn't care. They're evil.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because I know that's I'm trying to think of this movie.
The point I'm trying to make is that there is still
love,
good.
Yeah, it's still love, yeah.
No, there's still good even in evil. If evil was 100% indiscriminate as is, then what logic, both spiritual and physical or mental, does it make sense for Yah to spare anyone? Just kill everyone, because it's pointless. What's the point of sparing?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
people who are just evil. For instance, here's an example: Sodom and Gomorrah. The guy said, if there is 100 people, will you spare the town? God said, yeah, I'll spare the town if there's 100 people.
100 good people.
100 good people. If there's 50 good people, God came down to one.
Yep.
He came down to one.
And that's Abraham's cousin.
So now, here's a question. If mankind is inherently evil, why would God even spare one? Just wipe them. It's pointless. So the reason why is, that's why I said we are both naturally good and evil, because these are choices.
Yeah.
Because we gained when we were ignorant and did not eat from the tree of life, or whichever version of the story you want to believe, when we were just naturally made, we didn't know what evil is to be evil. We learned evil. Yep. Our ignorance is what made us naturally good. So the girl has it the wrong way. No, we learned evil. We didn't learn good. We were good, and then we learned evil. And then now what we have to do is we have to discipline ourselves not to be evil.
Yep.
When a mother has a child, naturally, she breastfeeds her child. There is a measure of good in that.
Yep.
There is nothing evil in that inherently. Every mammal on earth does it. Every human being on earth does. Evil people still raise their children. That means they have to have love. Yep, exactly. So even evil people still raise their children. So how do they raise their children? I thought they were evil because there's still good in them.
Well, here's another thing too, Trifor. Here's another thing, right? In the Bible, it says they call it's about like sinners or evil people, whatever you want to call it, right? It says they will call good evil, and evil. Then it will say they will call good evil, and then they will say evil is good or evil good. The Bible will say, let me find this scripture. I don't want to misquote it, but it says they was basically saying they will call doing evil good, and they will say doing good evil. Basically this.
Yes. Ultimately though, so the perception that the woman has when she's talking about everyone is evil is a horrible perception. Because then if she goes that we learn to be good, right? It's a learned behavior. When she said, I could be bad, but then you just contradicted your own statement.
Yeah, that's
like if you could be bad, if it was natural for you to be bad, there's no I could be bad. You are just bad. That's it. You're just bad. You can't could be, you are.
Wait, here's the thing. Like, so when you're born a baby, you don't know anything at all but eat and piss and shit. That's it.
If you don't know anything at all, then that means you are naturally good.
Yeah.
No, you're actually good.
Yeah. I agree with that. But I'm saying they were taught the evil.
They were taught the evil. Yeah. So she has it backwards. We weren't taught good. We were taught evil.
Yeah.
So it is unfortunate that she sees that. And I was like, Yeah, I want to bring this up to Reg before I dip out of here and whatnot. You can put on the clothes now because we gotta go. I was like before we dip, I just wanted to go over that because it's just we are literally in the end times. We're in the times where good is considered evil and evil is considered good. Man is considered women.
That's a
and
scripture
women,
right there. That's literally a scripture in the Bible that tell you that right there. What you just said.
so it's just crazy that that's the age that we are in, and it is unfortunate, and a lot of this nonsense that we're going through. The reason why we're going through this crap is because the world has taught us this evil. It has changed everything. When you detox yourself from the world's evil, you will see the good that's left in the world why Yah spares the world. Because if the world was evil, whether you believe in the Most High or not, whoever is in charge. So if you believe in the Anunnaki, Marduk, and all these other dudes or whatever, somebody would come and just say, get rid of this shit. Because this shit is crazy. Even evil people will, like, if evil people can't live in absolute evil, they can't. If it's too evil, they're like, yeah, whoa. These niggas is wild, we gotta get rid of them. Because even evil has order. And without order, it can't exist. Good can exist without order. Well, to be honest with you, good is order.
Right.
When things are in order, it is good. But evil cannot be without order. It needs it. Without order, it's
It can't. If evil if evil didn't have order or structure, it wouldn't. No, but it wouldn't exist. Evil wouldn't exist.
It would destroy itself.
Yeah, it's a like example, right? Slavery, right? Slavery. White folks had black folks in slavery. That's an evil act, but it was we learning history. Blacks learning history is well planned out. Racism is very well planned out.
Yep.
Because it's still working to this day. That's why that's a very good. I'm not saying very good. It's a very good system of evil. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's structured.
And what you mean is it was a very well structured order of evil.
Yeah.
But even that evil has an order to it, and even that evil understood if the evil act was carried outside of the order, it would collapse on itself and destroy itself. Why slavery ended? Slavery has always existed and still exists now. But slavery became corrupt evil when they turned it to chattel slavery. Then it just got way out of hand. And then it could not survive because it was just absolute chaos. And that's why chattel slavery had the end. People go, slavery's not ended. Yeah, no, you're right. Slavery isn't ended. Slavery as a whole continues in this world, but chattel slavery has ended. You can't do chattel slavery anymore. You try to do that shit anywhere in the world, you get bodied.
Now watch this, right? The Triforce. Imagine, I'm bringing video games into it. Imagine, Ganondorf taking Hyrule and destroy everything good out of it. There's no reason for him to be survived. There's no reason for him to rule. If there's no good in the world, there's no room for him to survive.
Yes, exactly.
Think about that. There's no rule. You killed everything good. So what's the point of having being evil? You know what I'm saying?
He would be ruling his own hell.
Yeah,
and that's what absolute evil only brings about a world of hell. That's it.
Right.
That if you are a madman, you go, I want to create my own hell, then you are truly evil. Because that's the end goal of being evil, creating hell. That's it. You can't now if you have bad men, you have even wicked men. But evil, there's a difference between wicked and evil. Evil, there's only one thing that can be done to evil: destruction. Wicked people can be forgiven and converted. But evil cannot. Evil must only be destroyed. That's it. And when it's reincarnated, destroyed again.
Yeah, you see that in the Old Testament. They tell you in the
Exactly.
Old Testament. That's why you send in the Old Testament. That's how crazy the Old Testament is. Not crazy because it was needed. If you sin, it was destruction. You die, you get stoned to death. That's how serious it was back then. Look at Noah's time. Everybody in the land was sinning, except for Noah and his family. Guess what happened? Guess what happened to the world when in Noah's time? All them people was gone except for Noah and his family. Noah and his sons and their 3 wives and Noah's wife. Think about that. Think about that.
If God felt that the entire world was evil, then what's the point of saving Noah?
Right.
Should just keep two.
Right, but everybody else, the same concept was Sodom and Gomorrah. They only had one good person in there, and that was Abraham's cousin. There's one good person there, Abraham's cousin. Everybody else got destroyed.
Because their evil came to a level of corruption that it was no longer wickedness. It was just absolute evil.
Right.
So it's like there's nothing for God to fix theirs.
Right.
And it's the same thing like America. America was once the land of the free, turned now to the land of the wicked, and now it's turning into Babylon, the land of the evil. It's literally hell. That shit can't last. Its own evil. There's a line from Dragon Ball. I'll play this before I get ready. I even posted this up on my Facebook. I just gotta run this back because it's so godlike. Let me just run it. This is
every force you create is an entropy. Your own bad energy will be your undoing. Every force
carries an echo, and your own bad doing will be your undoing. I know your own bad energy will be your undoing. So, and that's how the world is created. So, wickedness and evilness, everything has a formula and an order to it. Even evil and wickedness, and y'all has created it that way for a reason. I'm just saddened that the woman actually believes that we are all naturally evil taught good, rather than we are all naturally good taught evil. That just goes to show you that her life was shit. Her life was her life was. I can't even blame her because when these things happen, it means what it is. But Reg, this is good. This is a good start on the comeback.
Yep.
Let's do this again next week. Post show. I'm gonna try to run out and catch a supermarket before it close. I'm gonna leave you to close up the show and whatnot. But I actually only have 26 minutes to catch this place.
Yeah, I'm about to end it now. Yeah, we back. We're gonna try to do this weekly. We're gonna get this show back on the run. What we're gonna start again? We're gonna start doing is we're gonna start looking for some videos with me. Me, maybe Triforce. Start looking for some videos, like some video that's going stuff that's going on in the world, and then we're gonna commentate on that. We're gonna bring up just kind of like how we did today, with Triforce, right? And we're gonna have a commentary. We're gonna bring scriptures about how, what our thoughts is, and you're gonna use scriptures to explain how we should fix it or get away from that.
Question: what are you doing tonight? You still going out to that thing that you're supposed to go out to?
No, I'm not doing anything tonight. That got canceled early yesterday. So I'm staying home. But still, I'm gonna cook me some lamb or some steaks, and I'm chilling. I'm gonna be up all night though. On my weekends, I'm off I'm off till Wednesday. Well, I'm off Tuesday, but I work Wednesday. So I'm up for these next 4 days. I'm going to bed real late, 4 or 5 in the morning probably.
Well, I'm gonna go grab some. We have no juice or no liquid. Well, actually, we only have water in the house. I'm gonna go grab a couple of snacks and I'll come back. And around 10 o'clock, I'm gonna jump on Zelda. So if you want to go through some door drop offs, I'll be in there. I'm in there.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna be on.
All right, then let me dip real quick. I'll talk to you and everybody else later. Peace.
All right, peace out. Oh Lord, what I did? Hold on, I messed up. That's me. Hold on. All right, yeah, we starting back. Start back this week. So I'm gonna post a link on my IG, Facebook, for people to see. It's kind of like off the top. We ain't had nothing planned, anything like that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start watching some videos. We'll talk some stuff about that's going on in everyday life. It's how we could solve it, how we could get out of it. We'll talk about some video games, movies. We're gonna do everything. You know, I'm gonna say last season, when we first did the podcast, it was strictly scriptures. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, we wanna take real life scenarios that's going on that we could see and y'all could see also, and then implement it into the podcast, and then we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna try to fix it, right? Different mindset. We're gonna try to do it differently. We're gonna try to do commentary too. That's much needed because me, I'm more of a visual learner. I can't just sit there and read books all day and stuff like that. I need like a visual, a presentation, or a PowerPoint to like understand stuff like that. It keep my interest and it might keep y'all's. You know what I'm saying, like that. So I know everybody now have like a short attention span. So me showing videos and pictures and imagery, and we're gonna break those images down in that video down. I think it's more entertaining, because a podcast is supposed to be entertaining, and I don't want y'all to bore y'all, because I know a lot of people be bored looking at scriptures. I'm gonna start doing like certain things, videos again, presentations, and then break it down like that. I want people to enjoy it, for the content. I want to do too, like a live, a podcast on the road. Let's say I travel, let's say I go out, I want to live stream it and then show y'all the park or something like that. You know, but I'm trying to do my content a little bit different, you know. Got a lot of time on my hands. I finally got all the equipment I need to do these things. Cameras, I got my iPads. I got 2 PCs right here. But yeah, if we're gonna start doing that, we're gonna start, you know, doing more little content, be more little more creative with my podcast. But yeah, now, you know, on the video game side, if y'all want to play video game with me, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, whatever, you're more welcome to do it. I'm real good, have fun with friends and stuff like that. Like Truffaut just said before he got off, he be streaming Legend of Zelda. He actually came up with the lore of all the different games that came out for Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. He was a Nintendo ambassador. He worked with Nintendo and stuff, so he knew a lot of stuff about video games and stuff like that. And he got the most tournament wins in history. I know a lot of people know about FaZe Clan now. FaZe Clan and Optic Game is like one of the biggest organizations in gaming, but Triforce have the most wins in gaming history. So that lets you know what type of time he on and stuff like that. So you know, yeah, I'm gonna just do a little bit better content. I'm gonna start implementing health stuff, weight, bodybuilding stuff, natural bodybuilding, diets, just a better quality of life. So that's my plan. I'm gonna get things jumping and stuff like that. Now, if y'all want to play that Street Fighter, let me talk about trash right quick. You want to play that Street Fighter? I want you to show y'all something. I got that fight stick. I'll play that Street Fighter. If y'all already want that smoke, you know, you leave the comments under the video or the stream and come play. I got that Call of Duty. I got that PlayStation 5. I got everything. PC, gaming PC, everything. So, you know, I'm trying to do all my content, all good content. So, like, comment, subscribe, help your boy out, help this channel grow, help the podcast grow, and we're gonna just do better. You know, be better. I'm gonna be better with this podcast stuff. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. So yeah, that's it, man. Thank y'all for coming. Thank